Hey, welcome back to another edition of Limited Skills. I'm James.
And I'm Brandon.
And we are off to the race. Oh, look at this new title screen that we got. That Adam made
I feel
for
fancy.
us. Yeah. First pack. Also, we have donuts. So I hope everybody out there who's just listening to this enjoys the sound of
I got
us.
a mouthful of donuts right now.
So good. Although not this pack. And I'm not sure how I feel about this
Fine,
pack.
there's stuff I like. There's a lot of good white stuff in this pack. I don't want to first pick Sacred Cat, but it's not terrible. Anointed Procession, if you have a lot of embalming and various other token things that exist in this set, I've seen people get worthwhile value out of it.
Sure.
For it kind of being an enchantment that does nothing the turn that you play it, if it's a turn you can afford to. But everybody knows Cast Out is a good generic pick that card.
Yeah. Removal is removal. Now, do you think you take Angelic Procession? What was it called?
I forgot already.
The token thing?
Yeah.
You take the token thing. Do you think you take that first and then draft Embalm Creatures and Token Makers? Or do you take that card if you've already got those things?
I think your incentive for taking it first is just that it's a rare and you're less likely to see it again. But I think strategically, you would want to make sure your deck already has the support for it before you spend a card in your deck on that.
What about this Trial of Ambition that's very good?
I like all the trials. Yeah, already splitting me into two colors, but my first two picks being removal. I don't care what colors I'm in. I'll play five colors if my first 5 picks are removal.
That's a true story.
That's true.
He will. I like Shed Weakness a lot, but I like Soul Stinger more.
Yeah, for a pump effect, I'm not usually crazy about investing cards into combat tricks, but I like that one with the synergy of removing the counters.
Cartouche of Zeal. That's my personal least favorite.
I think I like it more than the white one, but, you know, that's still comparing two good cards and saying which one's the worst.
But you take Soul Stinger.
Yeah, it's creature-ish, removal-ish. Well, I mean, it is a creature, for sure.
Yeah.
It's sometimes removal.
Yes. But you can load it full of other -1/-1 counters, and then it's just hard removal.
It's also fun to fling.
Yeah. You look at Pitiless Vizier.
Yeah, I mean, took two good black cards, so I figure I can invest in black. I took a really good white card, but it's feeling, I don't know, a little less apparent.
How do you feel about that Demon of the Broken Lands?
Oh, the one that boosts when you cycle?
Yeah.
It's really good. It's very good. I mean, it cycles, I think, for 1 mana anyway. So like any other fat creature, if you've got it too early, whatever.
But instead you
it's
take the
pretty
dual
threatening on the board. There's a lot of
it's like a
discard
4/5
stuff.
or something, isn't it? Yeah. But you take the dual land.
Yeah, that's just me being selfish. Also, I don't know what colors I'm in. I might use that dual land.
Yeah, that's true. You're like, Grasping Dunes is the best card in this pack.
No, I do like Grasping Dunes. I think it's fine.
That's the -1/-1 land,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that card's alright.
I've used it a lot in Limited already and been real I don't know, sometimes I'm like, I wish this were a color, but at least I can use it for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And by this thing, I mean killing a creature.
Cursed Minotaur is very good.
There's some commons that are just always good. Like, I don't know, I feel like if I'm playing black, I'm always going to end up with some of those Cursed Minotaurs. Maybe that just means I pick them higher than other people prioritize them, but...
Naga Vitalist always bums me out.
Fanbear is looking sweet. I also am feeling pretty comfortable in a black-white. I feel like it's likely I can possibly get other Fanbearers in other packs, but that guy's less likely to show up repeatedly.
Yeah. Yeah, the dual color guys, I feel like if you're in those colors or think you might be, they're worth taking highly because you're not likely to see more than 1 or 2 in a draft.
Okretcher's Monument is sweet. Tested and proven repeatedly.
Yeah, because it makes a guy, right?
Yeah.
So that's really, that's fantastic. Play a creature, make a creature. Oh, and if you had that token card from earlier.
Yeah.
But
Womp womp.
You took the removal. Like
I'm a chump. There was a chance of that token doubling card coming back around, but there's no way Cast Out gets around the table.
The white caravan creature reminds me of a card from Khan's block, because there was like a caravan card that put tokens on things. Take a horned I want to say horned Kopesh, but that's always wrong. It's a horny little sword. There's lifelink cat.
Yeah, I almost always end up playing one of those Kopeshes. I'm always happy about it.
Sure.
A lot of stuff with evasion, a lot of stuff with lifelink, and adding an extra power or toughness to those makes a big difference.
Case in point, you just took a cat.
Yeah, and then a thing with flying.
I like Wing Shepherd a lot.
Kopeshing on either of those is sweet. Oh. That was the sound of me eating a donut, just to clarify.
I really like that cat. I can't read it. You're not holding it on screen right now, but
Oh, the Manticore?
yeah.
That's not a cat.
Yeah, I suppose it's not.
Catacore. So it had just become apparent to me in the previous week that those sparring mummies are really good when you've got exerted creatures. That was probably obvious to everyone else for weeks. And then
What's not obvious to me, explain.
you just get to untap your exerted creature. It's when it comes into play you untap a creature. So
oh yeah, that is really good.
you
with
can
your
either-
exotic creature.
yeah, so you basically don't get a drawback from exert that way.
Yeah. How do you feel about what you've got so far?
I was really surprised by that late green pick and that last red pick. So I'm doubting maybe if I'm doing the right thing. But I'm happy with all the black-white stuff I've gotten so far. Got 2 good cartouches at the front, and by a bad cartouche and a good cartouche is 2 good cards.
You've got the Scorpion in there. I think Vizier of Deferment is...
It's sweet. If I were feeling the green vibe a little stronger, Hepatra's okay. But all colors aside, I think the Vizier of Deferment is a stronger card than Hepatra anyway.
I guess she's getting played a lot in Commander.
That makes sense. Yeah, she does a lot of unique things. And I mean, she can exile a token, or just destroy a token, basically. Which there's plenty of. She'll just remove a blocker for a turn. She gives you a flash blocker. So even if they attack with 2 creatures and you have nothing else, you nullify all their damage with her. She can also blink out a creature that you exerted at the end of combat, and then you don't have that drawback of it being exerted.
Now you take True Heart Duelist here, I think. And I'm not sure I like that card. Except for Embalm. I mean, I guess
It's 2 for a 2/2 and then 3 for a 2/2. It's like draw a card that's 3 for a 2/2.
Yeah, I suppose.
Kind of. I mean, not quite as good as exactly that, but... Also, I've got a small zombie theme. A Zumba theme going on. Where all my creatures are dancing their way to fitness. And all the Embalm tokens are doing Zumba.
Yeah. I like Stir the Sands here. I'm not sure if it's necessarily better than Gustwalker, but
I was torn between those two. And I don't know if Gustwalker is always a better pick than Stir the Sands, but almost immediately after I picked Stir the Sands, I wish I'd taken Gustwalker. And for the rest of the night.
It's worth noting that there's an Exemplar of Strength in here, which is awesome, and an Aven Initiate, which is a reasonably good card.
Yeah. Signals in this whole draft were so weird. Nothing made any sense at any point, really. I was definitely right being in white, I think. But, my black was okay. But then there was a ton of good blue, green, and red. It felt like it was a 2-person table. There were 8 of us in this pod, but it felt like 2 people were picking good cards.
You take Evolving Wilds. Explain that choice.
I just didn't care about anything else.
I thought Bounty of the Luxa was going really late. Yeah, you've got to be in blue-green to get the most immediate value on your curve, but that card's insane.
Oh, I almost took a second Oketra's Monument, forgetting it was legendary.
Yep.
As my cute little thumb points out there. And I was like, oh, good, that made this decision easier of going with a Gustwalker. Okay, the player to my right is actually my roommate. So we ended up spending a lot of time talking about this draft afterwards, since he was passing to me for most of it. He hates impeccable timing. I don't know if he just hates it in the set, or what. I know the last time it was printed, it was an amazing card. I still think it's a pretty good card, maybe a little worse, but he won't play it, ever. And it surprises me. I was really happy to... I don't even think I took it, actually. I think I took a Fanbearer instead. Yeah, this pack is insane. This is an entire pack of cards that I want to play.
Yeah, Gustwalker in Oketra's name. There were other cards, I think, that were white.
Yeah.
There's another Sparring Mummy. What else in this card is good?
Pitiless Vizier is pretty good. Even if you don't have a cycling effect, threatening the potential of a cycling effect will make your opponent play differently. However, I don't really have many cycling effects. This Resolve is really good because it's a combat trick. It's really easy to kill one of their attacking creatures with it when they don't expect you to have a blocker, but it's also doubles up good with Exert, that it can untap something.
Because it untaps your dude, bro. Supernatural Stamina is fine.
Those Who Serve does not seem impressive, but this is one of those commons that just turns out is very efficient size for the curve of creatures other people are playing with.
Yeah, 2/4 blocks a decent amount of stuff. And if you put that dumb sword on it, suddenly it kills a decent amount of stuff. Also, it's a zombie, and you have some cards that care about that.
Also, they serve me.
Those Who Serve and the Fanbearer doing Zumba.
At this point, we should cut to me putting on sunglasses, but instead, you just showed me licking my fingers of donut grease.
It's glaze.
Whatever.
You take Blighted Bat. I love Blighted Bat.
Oh, I thought your foot was in the donut box.
Oh, no.
I'm glad it's not.
Oz and I had a long conversation about my dirty feet during the draft.
We're actually probably talking about your feet as we're recording right this moment.
Oh, I'm sorry if anybody can hear that. My landlord decided that instead of doing the landscaping on Tuesday, they're going to do it today. So there's guys with lawnmowers and all kinds of racket going on outside. I like Mighty Leap.
What? Oh, yeah, it's good combat trick. Being able to kill a flyer is a huge deal. As I mentioned earlier, I play combat tricks, I think, less often than most people. I hate cards that require me having a creature to use. And, like, I don't know. That seems so counterintuitive because I love the cartouches. I play them more than most people, but, I don't know, not getting a lasting effect. I understand it's an instant, and I value the power of playing an instant in the middle of combat to blow somebody out, but...
I think I'd be really happy playing 2 to 3 combat tricks in a deck with light removal, or no removal. But the more removal I have, the fewer tricks I want to play.
And that's the same direction I go with it, too, is I'll play more combat tricks if I just don't have the removal. But if I have 7 removal, I'm just going to play 7 removal, not 6 removal and a combat trick.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you got to worry about not having creatures. Also, if you're light on creatures, I would run fewer combat tricks.
But here I am, piling on the Mighty Leaps.
Second Mighty Leap. Jumping for joy.
I have dripped so much donut juice on me.
You're having real problems with this donut.
This is stressful to me.
Man, if this donut is stressful, this third pack is going to be rough.
No, this third pack was designed by Oompa Loompas. Like, it's nonsensical. You think we're in a completely different draft. Because I've mostly stuck to good black and white stuff, but... So far, you might think, oh yeah, those signals seemed fine. That's good, but... No, according to this last pack, I should have been in the other 3 colors.
Does Anthony have a reason why he doesn't like impeccable timing?
He just doesn't think it's good, and I don't know if that means specifically in this set or not. It's hard having a conversation with him. He's a strange character. He often just says he hates things, and that's the end of the conversation.
Well, you take it.
Yeah, I love it.
And then I wanted to see that black rare because I didn't know what it did. And that's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, some weird cycle comboing deck, but
Yeah.
I think it's going to be too hard to do in limited. Now, Vizier of Remedies doesn't do a whole lot for me specifically in this deck. Other people trying to use -1 counters, it's still very relevant in a lot of cases. But I think I decided to go with it just because I wanted more 2-drops at this point.
Which is funny because in deck construction, we both were convinced that you had taken the second Soul Stinger.
Yeah, we were surprised that we didn't see another Soul Stinger. I think the Soul Stinger or the Flying Bird with Exert would have been better picks for my deck.
Yeah.
I think I ended up cutting the Vizier from my end product because I just had too many 2-drops, and it was the least efficient.
The bird wasn't the Anthem bird, was it?
Yeah. Are you judging me right now?
No. You brought me donuts. I have no opinions on your picks.
No, I'm grinding donuts into your carpet.
I got a vacuum anyway. Renewed Faith or Bantu's Monument. Also, so there's a Thresher Lizard in here. There's a Scribe of the Mindful.
Yeah, I just passed an Electrify, which
Yeah.
is insane.
There's
I
a
know
Magma
it's-
Spray.
Hey, a 2-drop.
Yep, there it is.
But also a zombie. It synergizes with a couple things I've got.
There's another Magma
Another
Spray.
Magma Spray. I could have just switched my deck to red in this last pack alone.
Yeah, Anointer Priest is good. There's Initiate's
Crocodile of
Companion.
the Crossing.
Yeah,
is
that
really
card's-
good.
That's the hexproof one, right?
No, haste.
Oh. Fast Crocodile? I guess they're pretty fast.
Here I am thinking, I still need more 2-drops. I don't know if I played that in my end deck either.
The Ordinary Kudu's fine. Aven Wind Guide's insane.
Pulsory Rest is fine.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to take it for you. It seems a little dirtily.
I think... I don't know, that Minotaur... Maybe the cat if I wanted to lower my curve. Yeah, like I said, I'll pile on those Minotaurs.
It's just so hard to deal with.
I mean, if I just had a deck of 20 of those and 3 removal, I'd probably be fine.
Yeah. Because figure every time they block, you're going to kill something. That Merciless Javelineer is pretty sweet.
There's so much good red in this pack already.
That's sideboard tech.
Yeah, I didn't take any other artifact or enchantment hate prior to that. So at the end of this draft, my roommate, who was to my right, he was not playing red, but he told me he ended up with an Electrify and 2 Magma Sprays, just because some of these late picks were so weird in the last pack.
Oh, this.
Oh yeah, and then I get this thing that's pure white. Just I want every card in this pack.
Yeah, you have to
I think-
explain your pick to me.
Let's see. I think I would literally play every single black and white card in this pack.
Yeah, they're all good. The Angel, the Talkrop, there's that Birdie.
So, I'm excited most about Innocatcher's Name, Gustwalker, and the Talkrop Elite.
You don't take any of those cards.
Do I not?
No.
Wait, what do I take over Gustwalker?
I
That's what
texted
thought
you
I
about
took.
it earlier. You take... Do we spoil it now? You take the True Heart Duelist.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, I actually sort of overlooked that as I was naming the cards I was excited about. That's fine. I was worried about 2-drops again. Granted, I maybe spent too many cards on the 2-drops. I don't know. I like that it's a 2-drop and then later a 3-drop.
I probably would have taken the Angel because I would have thought, man, I have a lot of 2-drops. I need
The
to
Indestructible,
top end.
I don't like it because there's the minus counters.
Yeah, that's true.
So this pack's full of good red stuff also. I just take another 2-drop, ruining my overall pool more. Look at how late this Battlefield Scavenger's come around.
Yeah, he's sweet. In the one draft I did, he was one of my all-stars. Granted, I only played 2 games. He was good in both games.
And I don't know, I just took a random card here. It was just an uncommon. I might use an EDH. So not only have I taken a few really good red things, Anthony told me that he took a few really good red things. 2 of my 3 opponents were playing red that night. It was nonsensical.
How are their decks?
Well, one was a powerhouse and laughed at me.
Oh.
The other was a deck that played red that played all the red cards you wouldn't expect if you said you were in red.
Okay.
Let's get some faith. Is that what I took?
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. At this point, I know I'm not going to play any of those.
How do you feel about the monuments generally?
I like some of them a lot, and I like some of them not at all.
That was your roommate's doing.
I know. He's a sneaky man. Anyway, that black monument actually is probably the middle of the pack for
And you get
sometimes okay. Yeah, that thing last pick. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And then I wait for you to show us your final deck, but you're too busy talking about your last pick, and you go to pick it up, and then you don't.
I was very distraught, James.
That last pack was really stressful.
I thought I ruined this whole thing.
I thought you did too.
So ultimately, I had I don't know, it wasn't hyper aggressive, but I had really good tempo and consistency. I did end up with an abundance of 2-drops, which is the best mistake to make as far as over flooding too much in a mana curve. So I had a lot of good cheap creatures. I usually just kept pressure on with a little bit of removal and sort of eked in with some menace or flying at the end.
Yeah. I left this bit in specifically because you're like, look at this Flameblade adept and how late he was. Because you're sitting across from Anthony right now, who's stressing out about his deck.
I think he ended up playing 3 colors with none of them being red. I don't know. So round 1, I ended up playing green-red with basically a pile of combat tricks. My opponent liked to sort of empty his hand out to do as much damage as possible. And with me having some safety tricks left behind, I was usually just okay and let that happen, and then I would be at 5 as I gained board presence, and he would have no more resources left. So that was a strange match. It was always, I'm on the edge of my seat that he might blow me out real quick, and then when he didn't, I realized he was out of gas, and I won.
That can be the trap in playing aggro, is it feels like you want to just empty your hand, use all your tricks, push through damage, but sometimes it's okay to make the game last a turn or 2 more to make sure that you got it.
Yeah, he didn't feel incentivized to use the combat tricks to get advantage from my creatures, which is, I think the same deck maybe played a little differently might have worked a little better for him. Because the specific cards that he was using didn't seem bad. Like, they maybe weren't ideal. Maybe he had passed up some things that were better at some point. But yeah, I don't know. Had potential.
You want to talk more about this?
Yeah. Okay, so at this point, I actually feel pretty good about this. I've got like the minimum amount of removal that I feel comfortable with. I would be excited if I had like 2 more really good removal, but it's fine.
You were stressing out a little bit that you didn't have you didn't either have more flyers or more evasion of some kind.
Yeah, I had, I think, 2 of the Minotaurs with Menace. I had the Bat with flying, and then I had that Angel with flying. And otherwise, I just had, I counted on my victories just coming from having more creatures, and that did work out.
So you said you won the first round. How did round 2 go?
Round 2 was against white-blue Flyers with Embalm, which is sort of the combined archetype for those colors. Nothing too notable. Our games were fairly interactive. I didn't feel like either of us really blew the other out, and I just kind of eked out on top there. I didn't feel scared. Like, I felt comfortable, but not safe about it. I don't know. It was just a real generic white-blue flyer deck, and that was fine. It worked out for him all right. And then round 3 was the one I lost. I made it to the finals, and then I got destroyed by one of the players that was playing red. Apparently, he was the only one picking the best red cards. So he had 2 magma sprays, even though several of them just got picked up by random players at other parts of the table, which is amazing. He had 2 Crocodile of the Crossing, which is very good, haste green creature. He blew me out with a lot of... Okay, mostly he won with a lot of medium-sized creatures, like 3 to 5 drops, and that just kind of being better than my deck. But he blew me out with Insult to Injury, both of the games that he won.
Oh, cool.
That card's really insanely good. And then after the match, he showed me that he had a Hazoret that he never even drew against me. And he had some other rare that was pretty good too. That it was surprising our games were as interactive as they were, and I felt like he should have stomped me a lot harder after I saw his complete deck, and I feel like I got lucky to put up a fight against him. So overall, my deck was pretty powerful. I just pile of creatures with a little bit of removal, and that's a good generic limited strategy. And I had the zombie thing going on as well. But yeah, I don't know, best of 9, I don't think I would have beat that opponent consistently enough.
Well, all right then. I think that's all we got. Right? I don't know if there's more you want to say about this pile of garbage.
Yeah, I'm going to eat more donuts.
Oh, that sounds like a great plan. We're going to eat more donuts. You guys should like and subscribe and check us out next week.